Good morning. It's just after 7 o'clock here in Rapid City, South Dakota. We are on our way to Badlands National Park and we'll be ending up in Omaha, Nebraska later on this afternoon. So, after Badlands, we're not really sure what we're going to find, but we'll get it all on video for you. So, we'll see you guys later. So, our drive today starts in Rapid City, South Dakota. We will be dipping down at about 45 minutes east of here into Badlands National Park. We'll drive through the national park and eventually rejoin I-90 east and head over towards Sioux Falls before heading south on I-29 toward the Omaha, Nebraska area. When we're done, starting in Omaha tomorrow, will be about 21 hours and 34 minutes left of driving to get home and 1,400 or so miles to go. So we started out at Badlands National Park. First time for all of us going to Badlands. It's famous for layered rock formations and some really deep canyons and also their wildlife. So here's a shot of some of those rock formations here. When you first pull into the park, they do offer a side road that kind of takes you on about a 30-minute or so detour, but does offer the best chance to see some wildlife in this park. So we took that, and the first thing obviously we notice is the bison, because this area, really ever since we were in the Yellowstone area, this area is dominated by bison. These are really, really cool looking animals. I've gotten to see some up close. I didn't quite realize how big they were until this trip. I mean, their heads are huge. Their coats are really funny because they take so long to lose their winter coat, so they often look like this with half coats. And they can also be very aggressive. I know you might be hearing about some people in Yellowstone getting charged at and hurt by these things, so we do have to keep our distance. But we ended up in this area called Robert's Prairie Dog area. I'm not sure exactly who Robert is. We have a theory that it's this guy right here because he kind of is standing guard over the prairie dog area. So Robert, if that's you, thanks for letting us pass and take a look at the prairie dogs. These are just fun animals to watch. They just kind of pop up and down from their holes, and they really don't seem too afraid of cars or people. They love to play around, and they're goofy. I mean, you can sit here and really be entertained by watching them for a few minutes. So we drove slow and we took some videos and some pictures of these guys and watched them just hang out in their natural element. So we get back to the main road after this detour, and we're able to stop at some of these little pull-offs around the park. So Badlands is not a very big national park by comparison to some of the other ones. They do all offer something different, and Badlands is beautiful and unique in its own way, but there are quite a few different hiking areas if you wanted to go in here and spend some time walking around. They offer some fairly short half-mile to three-quarter of a mile hikes into the more secluded areas where you can't access by car, but this park is very drivable if you don't want to get out of the car. Here we are towards the end of Badlands as we approach the rejoining of I-90 East to continue on our way through South Dakota. See a little bit more wildlife on the way out. And we did stop at the visitor center for a few minutes, and then it was time to get back on the road. And as you can see, from this point on, we're pretty much past the mountains. So it'll start to get flatter and flatter as we get toward Florida. The terrain is changing, and the mountains are in the rear view at this point. So I'd also like to give a shout out to Guide Along. This is a great app that I discovered while making the plans for this trip. Guide Along is an app that allows you to use navigation and get actual tour narration without having cell phone service. So you do lose service frequently inside national parks, and Guide Along came out with this app that uses your phone's satellite chip. So it knows where you are the whole time you're driving through these parks. We even were able to use it on the highway before we got into the parks. I mean, as we're driving down I-90, it was telling us all kinds of stories on the way to the park, and it's really cool because it's like having your own private tour guide on board in the car. So you download this app, and then you actually pay for each individual national park that you're going to, but it is very, very worth it. I would highly recommend using this app if you're going to go to any national park. As you know, you do lose service a lot. So there's the whole thing about, not being able to navigate, which I mentioned the other day. I had to actually pull off and use the satellite feature to text somebody because I didn't really know where I was going. But When you're in the national park, at least, guide along will work and it will function just like a GPS. So it knows where you are. It'll tell you, hey, here's something cool you should stop and look at coming up on the right, coming up on the left. So really, really cool app. I think it was worth the money. So I know I'm not getting paid to do this. I just wanted to let y'all know that it's a really cool app to use. And as you know by now by watching my videos, I appreciate a good rest stop. So here's one in the Chamberlain, South Dakota area right off of Interstate 90. And it is dedicated to Lewis and Clark and their expedition. So they've created this boat inside the rest stop that you can actually go up and walk out on an observation deck from the boat and take a look at the Missouri River. And on this deck there are signs about the river. There's one about the expedition of Lewis and Clark, and it really does offer some beautiful views of the river and of the scenery surrounding it. There's also about a 50 or so foot statue of Sacagawea outside, so this is a really cool, well thought out rest area. I was very appreciative that this existed. We get back on the highway. Shortly, we're entering Iowa. After a couple hours in Iowa, we cross back over the Missouri River and we end up in Nebraska. So we took the kids to Pizza Ranch tonight, and I will let Abigail tell you a little bit about Pizza Ranch.
Well, this is the all-you-can-eat buffet where the kids get to eat for free, and there's just really a lot of amazing foods. Here is Vinny playing the candy claw machine, and then there is me playing some skee ball. Skee ball is very fun. Well, was very fun. And
did Vinny win some candy on that?
Yeah. And then here's me and Vinny playing skee ball. Here's him celebrating about him getting something. And then here is me also celebrating about getting a very good one. These are some of the arcade games. And it was just a very fun experience.
Were there any that you liked in particular?
My favorite one are those ticket claw machines because I got 250 tickets from them. And overall, this was just an amazing place, and I had an amazing time.
What were you able to buy with your tickets?
A Hello Kitty water bottle and nunchucks.
Awesome.
And then
all right, well, tomorrow we are headed towards St. Louis, so I will leave you guys here, and we'll pick up tomorrow on our way to St. Louis, Missouri. See you guys later.